Ahead of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's historic state visit to the US, members of the Indian American diaspora are planning to welcome him with an Indian Unity Day. They will be taking out marches in 20 major cities in the US across the country later today. PM Modi's visit to the US at the invitation of US President Joe Biden will begin on the 20th of June from New York and will end on the 24th of June. To welcome him, several Indian Americans will march at the same time at several iconic places across the nation like Times Square in New York and Golden Bridge in San Francisco. In Washington, D.C., there will be a march from Washington Monument that was built to commemorate George Washington, a founding father of the United States, to Lincoln Memorial, a national memorial that honors the 16th President of the United States, Abraham Lincoln. The other cities where similar marches will be held are Boston, Chicago, Atlanta, Miami, Tampa, Dallas, Houston, Los Angeles, Sacramento, New York, San Francisco, Columbus, and St. Louis. Now later, the Indian American community had also planned to have an event showcasing Indian culture in front of the White House on the 21st of June when PM Modi arrives in Washington for a state visit. Thousands are expected to gather on the south lawns of the White House on the 22nd of June when President Biden and First Lady Jill Biden would welcome the Prime Minister amidst a 21-gun salute. This will be followed by PM Modi's address to an invitation-only gathering of diaspora leaders from across the country on the 23rd of June in Washington, D.C. For more on this, our principal diplomatic correspondent Siddhant Sibal sent us this report from New York. Listen in.
Several American cities will today see celebrations of sort ahead of the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit. We know that unity marches will take place in several cities, including in Washington, D.C. and New York later today. And this coming ahead of the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi's much-awaited visit to the United States. We know that 4 million strong Indian American members of the diaspora are keen to welcome the Indian Prime Minister. And there will be, of course, an address to the diaspora as well in Washington, D.C. Next week when the Indian Prime Minister arrives. But essentially, when it comes to the focus areas, there will be substantial deliverables when it comes to defense, when it comes to critical technologies, but also hard diplomacy as the Indian Prime Minister holds talks with the US President Joe Biden. In fact, he has been accorded the highest diplomatic welcome, this visit being an official state visit, which is at the highest level. But largely today we will see a celebration ahead of the Indian Prime Minister's visit, celebration by the members of the Indian American diaspora. Siddhant Sibal for WION at the Times Square in New York.